All right, welcome everyone to our 10 a.m. Collider coffee break at the start of this long weekend. Thanks for joining us for a few minutes this morning to hear what we've been up to at Collider and our work to support entrepreneurs like you in the community. So I will turn it over to Jamie to start us off this morning.
Happy July, everyone. It is July 1st. I only know that because I get a lot of emails with invoices that go out, and I checked my watch and I was like, oh my gosh, it's July 1st. How did we get to the middle of the year? It's kind of crazy. So this week, I was really excited to be interviewed by the Ecosystem Builder podcast, which is a group of sort of a national or international podcast, which podcast isn't, by the way. But it's a great podcast that a lot of people who are in the ecosystem building field listen to. And I was really honored that they reached out to me to interview me and to really talk a little bit about what we do with Collider here in the Rochester area, and also to learn a little bit more about the Rochester area and the entrepreneurs that make this community just a wonderful, wonderful place to be. So thank you so much to Nick and his team for the great podcast. I have no clue when it's going to air. I would assume in the next month or so. So I'm really excited to have been a part of that and to help spread the word about the amazing stuff that we're doing here in Rochester. The second thing would be that, Amanda and I carved out a long block of time. It was about 3 or 4 hours this Monday, which we were able to kind of review what we've done over the last quarter and then start planning for the next quarter. So I think we set some fairly aggressive goals for our organization, and hopefully that's going to translate to even more value and service to entrepreneurs here in the community. I actually can't wait to get started on this. I think there's just so many really cool things we have in the works. And here's hoping we can all pull it off. That's always the challenge, right? But I think there's some cool stuff in the works, so please stay tuned for that. And with that, I'll hand it back to Amanda.
So first, I wanted to talk about our podcast this week on Rochester Rising. So we are doing a special Summertime Rewind series, revisiting some of the most popular podcasts that we aired over the past 5 years of Rochester Rising. And this week, we went all the way back to episode 25, way, way, way at the beginning of our journey, which aired in January 2017 with COVR Medical. So COVR Medical at the time was a tenant of the Mayo Clinic Business Accelerator, and they are a medical startup located in Rochester, Minnesota, that has created a product that protects patient dignity during surgical procedures. So the idea for COVR was kind of born from founder Dr. Bruce Levy's experience as an orthopedic surgeon and him seeing patients that were unnecessarily exposed during surgical procedures. So like a good entrepreneur, he set out to build a solution. So this is a great podcast. It's really fun to visit these past episodes from 4 years ago. Again, we were just starting our journey, so a lot of you probably weren't even listening in then. So this was a wonderful conversation I had with Dr. Bruce Levy and Romeo Katrakia. So tune in. You can find it on our website or really anywhere you listen into podcast content. This week, a lot of my focus has been preparing for our upcoming Basics of Entrepreneurship class, which starts Tuesday. So this is one of my favorite things that we do. I really like to spend a lot of time with the participants in this program, new entrepreneurs. We have 6 amazing newer entrepreneurs who have entered into this program. About half of them have pre-existing businesses that are new, and half of them have ideas that they're looking to turn into businesses. So very excited to get started with these individuals. This is our 3rd iteration of this program, so I feel really confident that this is the best that it has been so far, and excited to start this journey with them on Tuesday. And finally, we have an amazing event that we have co-partnered with an organization called Diversity Crew that is going to take place here in Rochester on Friday, July 23rd at the Castle. This is a completely free event, and our wonderful partners at Diversity Crew are bringing in some of the most in-demand diversity, equity, and inclusion speakers and executives from across the country to share with this community here real actions you can take to increase equity in race, gender, ethnicity, accessibility, LGBTQ plus, health, and more within your organizations. So register for that. Again, it is free on July 23rd at the Castle. We will have a link to register in our show notes. So that's it for me for today. I will send it to Jamie for his final thoughts.
So earlier, I chatted a little bit about some of the data and some of the results that we had for various goals in our first 2 quarters here of 2021 here at Collider. We definitely strive to be a transparent organization here at Collider. So we really want to share a lot of our quarterly goals and some metrics with you over the coming weeks. So we're going to sort of package up all of this stuff over the next couple of weeks, and then probably write a blog post, and then be able to turn this into a series of infographics that we can share out on social media, just to let you know the impact that we've been able to have here at Collider, and especially with our donors and supporters who have generously given to Collider. We want to really show them as well what we've been able to accomplish. And I think the numbers speak for themselves. I think we've done a fantastic job. The entire team is to be commended for the great work that we do on behalf of entrepreneurs every day, and look forward to that in the coming weeks. So that's my final thought this week, and I'll send it back to Amanda to wrap us up.
All right, so thanks so much for spending a few minutes of your time with us today. For the entrepreneurs listening in, hopefully you found something in this that will help you. We encourage you to check out the links in our show notes to connect with what you heard today. Or if you know somebody that is an entrepreneur in the community that would benefit from something that we shared today, like listening into the podcast and learning from a biotech startup in the community, maybe you know somebody who would be really interested in our ROI of DEI event, please link them in the comments, forward this video to them, let people know in the community that would benefit from this information. Let them know what we're doing here at Collider. That is the easiest way you can help us spread our mission to the people that we want to help. So thanks so much for tuning in today. Enjoy the holiday weekend.